Hello and welcome to Dad Got This. We're into the tough questions like, is there really a robot vacuum / mop that fits all of my needs? And why did the broom quit its job? The second one's easy. It's tired of being pushed around. Right off the jump, Eureka sent me this. I didn't have to pay for it. I don't have to send it back. Factor that in however you like. If you follow this channel, you know I have a robot vacuum mop that takes care of stuff around my house for me. I've done a review video on it. I've also done a follow-up video which I had a couple of things that it didn't really do for me that I'd like it to do. Well, the people at Eureka said, I think we have something that might work for you. So they sent me this, the J15 Pro Ultra. This is supposed to be a flagship version of a robot vacuum mop, and it's got some really cool features that really make sense for me. So let's get it unboxed, look at it, and start going over some stuff.
Pretty normal unboxing experience. Everything was really well packed, no issues at all, came out of the box really nice and easy.
And this is the J15 Pro Ultra from Eureka. So what makes it a quote-unquote flagship model? What does it do that a lot of other ones don't do, including my current robot vacuum? First off, this mops and vacuums on its own, decides when to do it. It's smart enough to know that there's a carpet area. It picks up its mop when it goes over a carpeted area so it doesn't get that wet, and it just kind of does everything on its own. Currently, I have to switch my unit from mop mode to vacuum mode back and forth if I want to mop, so I don't really use it to mop that much. This one, I expect I will actually use to mop because it has its own tank for water cleaning and everything. It cleans the mop brushes. These guys, it like scrubs them when they dock, so I don't have to take these off and clean them after every use like I do with my old one. It's just smart and kind of does everything on its own. Never mind some of the tech advancements that it says it has that we'll get into in a little bit. So let's figure out how to get this set up. It comes with a quick start guide. Let's go ahead and take a look. First thing we need to do is turn the robot over and attach the side brush. This little guy. Right here on this little blue thing, we should be able to just press that down. Now we have to attach the mop pads. They go there and there. That's it. The unit is prepped. Next up, we have to place the base station in its spot, power it on, and fill the clean water tank.
Find a good open spot for it. I had a great spot because this is where my old robot vacuum used to live. Put everything in, plug it up, and grab your water tank. It's got a nice little handle. Go fill it.
Now that we've filled the water tank, and I have to say, thoughtfully designed. It even has a built-in handle for carrying the water tank. Makes it easy to lift in and out of the machine, get it back and forth from my sink. I like that. Plugged it in, stuck the robot in there, hit the power button. It said charging. And now we have to confirm the connection between the base station and the robot vacuum. We have to quickly remove and insert the dust bag 3 times, or remove the cleaning tray and put it back 3 times within 15 minutes. The indicator should breathe white.
Once you flip the little front portion open, you'll see the bag, and there's a little slide there. If you pull that slide out, it actually just says bag removed, and you can just pull it out and push it in 3 times if you want to go there. It might get stuck. Mine was a little tight, so I had to pull pretty hard to get it to come out the first time if I really wanted to remove the bag, and then it just presses back in each time.
The next thing we need to do is make sure that the robot and the base station are paired. To do that, we're going to hold that power button and the one that looks like a plug for a few seconds till it blinks and we hear a ding. Once the status indicator on the front of the base station glows white solid, they're supposed to be paired. At this point, we need an app. They include a QR code here, so let's go ahead.
After you download the app, follow the steps to create an account, and you're good to go.
Okay, we are going to click Add a Device, and it's scanning for nearby devices.
Mine did not connect via Bluetooth, so I had to go to the manual option. Still pretty easy. All I did was select the J15 Pro Ultra from the list and followed the steps in the app. There are a couple things you have to do. Hold a couple buttons, open the cover, do a button on the inside. But once you kind of go through each step, it's really simple and everything connects. It'll go through a little percentage bar thing, tell you that your robot is connected to your internet and to you.
Okay, follow the steps on the app, and apparently we have a robot. We are gonna rename our robot to Bob 2. I hit the enter button and it's downloading a plugin. I don't know what this means. All right, we have to update our firmware. And now we wait. While we're waiting for this firmware to update, let's talk about some of the things we're gonna have to do next. We're gonna have to prep the house so the robot can make a map. To do that, leave your furniture in its kind of normal configuration, but pick up any loose objects. Even though this apparently has really good obstacle detection, you wanna give it its best, openest version of your house to make its initial map. And of course, as always, my house doubles as a filming studio, so I've got junk everywhere. This may take a bit.
Once the firmware was updated, it is time to make a map. Click on the unit, hit create new map. I picked quick mapping, and then just let it do its thing.
It's all done. I did the quick map feature, didn't really take that long to do my entire house. Barely even used any of his battery. The quick map feature doesn't do a clean while he's mapping, he just kind of goes around and looks. Made a pretty darn good map of my house, and I think it gets better as it goes. All right, looks like I got some map setup to do, and then I'm gonna let it clean. I'll let it clean a couple times, see how it goes.
The robot did just fine. Went all around the house, transitioned from carpet to tile, room to room, even had some obstacles where it kind of stopped instead of going under. My old robot used to hit that cabinet and open the door. Now it is a little bit strong and it's low, so it does pick up some of the edges of my carpets. I did get new like carpet squares to push those down a little bit better in the corners than they are now. And I love the fact that it talks when it does stuff like this.
Adding water. Please do not move the robot.
It's been a few days, and Babette, who has now been renamed by the kiddo, because she speaks with a female voice. The robot actually speaks and announces when it's doing things. It'll be like going back to base station, or cleaning mops, or adding water, do not touch the robot. All kinds of little things that it says. So because the robot speaks in a female voice, the kiddo decided Babette. So far, here's some things that I have noticed about the new robot that I really like. The cleaning schedule. I can set different days, different times, and different cleaning styles. So I currently have it set to do just vacuuming like 4 days a week. So 4 days of the week, Babette goes around and just vacuums the entire house. 3 days a week, I have it set to vacuum first, then mop certain areas. Very convenient, because I don't need it to mop every day. Just a light mop will keep some extra dust down, and I really like that. One of the useless to me, but coolest features that it has is it has a camera that you can then monitor and open and watch the robot's view as it goes around your house and cleans. You can set it out to just do that. You can set it out to just patrol the house. I guess you could check on pets or something that way. I'm not exactly sure what that feature is really for, but super cool.
And if you're worried about privacy, don't worry, it's TUV certified. Nobody can pop into your camera and see what's going on other than you.
The other thing, this robot is very smart. Its obstacle avoidance is not bump into something and turn around. Its obstacle avoidance is I have a camera, I see the something, and I stop right before I hit it and go around it. I purposely left a jacket, some bags, and some stuff out in a room and let the robot go. And my old robot would have just eaten the jacket, just dead straight eaten it. I would have gotten a notification, uh-oh, I've stopped. No, this one saw it, kind of went around it, perfect. So now I don't have to be as manic about, oh, the robot's out, let me go make sure that the kid didn't leave her sweatshirt in her room, which happens quite a few times. It's pretty quiet. Now I have it on the strongest suction mode, which is a little bit louder, but you can actually set it to like a quiet mode, and it's pretty darn quiet going around the house. You don't really notice it that much. Actually, it's vacuuming in the other room right now and not messing up my audio. Pretty nice. Speaking of suction, it is strong. It definitely sucks up stuff off the floor, has a great amount of suction. Apparently, it's as like strong as one of their normal vacuums, which is unusual for a robot vacuum. Most of those robot vacuums, they have much less suction. They do a great job at just kind of getting light dust up and everything, but they're not really gonna suck up a big mess. This thing's got some power. I like that. One thing I haven't had a chance to really play with yet is the voice assist. You can set it up to your insert name here. I won't say it because I'll trigger everybody's devices, and talk to it and tell it to do things. I will be setting that up because I'll be doing a follow-up review on this in a little while, kind of like a, hey, I've been with it for a while, how did it go kind of setup? Because, you know, I can't really tell a whole lot in a few days. Does a great job so far, but I'd like to give it like a good solid month or so to really see how living with it is and how it does. Because one of the features I was most excited to see was that automatic hair cutting. I live with two ladies who happen to have very long hair, and it gets everywhere. So the robot would eat that, and I would constantly having to take the thing out and slice it off with a blade and then clean it out. This one does that automatically for you, so I'm excited to see how well it does that, so I will update that. The only con I have seen so far, in my opinion, is it uses a bag inside the base station. Not terrible, but that's now a consumable that I need to buy more of. I would have loved it if it was a bin that you could pull in and out and just empty and clean. That would have been more environmentally conscious, a little bit easier. You don't have to buy stuff. I'd like that. That would be preferable to me, but the bags aren't too bad. You can probably just empty them and reuse that same bag for quite a while, and they sell them pretty cheap online.
If not having a bag is a major concern of yours, they do have other models like the Eureka E20 Plus that is bagless and has its own container.
Their app is pretty good. I like the layout. It's very attractive looking, very graphical, which appeals to me. Everything seems pretty well laid out. I haven't had any problems figuring out how to use the app, changing the mop settings, changing the modes. There's all different kinds of things you can do in this. So many settings. You can change the voice, you can change the amount of suction, you can change how strong the hair cutters are, you can change detection, whether the light's on all the time. There is a lot that you can change on this robot. I like that. I like to be able to tweak and configure and get everything the way I want it. You could really set this up and dial it in, which I plan to do over time, to make it your perfect settings for you and your lifestyle. It's not just on or off, clean or don't clean. It's got like a whole bunch of stuff. It's even got AI intelligence. Everything has AI these days, where it'll like determine the type of a mess and then decide whether it needs to clean it one way or another way, or the way a room is laid out and what kind of flooring it has, and how it needs to clean it. It'll even kind of develop its own cleaning schedule if you wanted it to. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. I need more time with it to figure that stuff out. So please, if you're interested in a follow-up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That would be awesome. Eureka has been making vacuums for over 100 years, so I had pretty high hopes for it, and it addressed pretty much every single one of my issues with my old robot vacuum. It doesn't bang into my chairs anymore or anything like that. Eureka claims this is a flagship robot, and I believe them. I really can't figure out another feature I would need in a robot vacuum that this one doesn't have. It kind of does everything that I'd want it to do. If you want more information on this robot vacuum, I'll leave a bunch of links down below to their website and different stuff. They have more videos and different things on there demonstrating the different specs and all that kind of stuff. So if you want more information on the vacuum, all that links, and even if you wanted to buy one, will be down in the description below. Speaking of all that YouTube stuff, please do the likey, subscribe stuff. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. If you want to be really supportive of this channel, consider becoming a member. You're going to get 24-hour early access to videos, you're going to get behind the scenes stuff, shout outs, producer credits, all kinds of fun stuff. Info in the description. I guess that only leaves one question to answer. Why did the vacuum go to school? Because it wanted to succeed. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, review robot vacuums, but one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support, and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.